So I'm Jason Salamun, and I serve here at the church as executive pastor. I also have the opportunity to serve our community in public service. Prior to that, I'm an Air Force veteran, and I served in business in various leadership roles over the last 20 years, and been able to do quite a bit in my life. I'm super excited about all that God's allowed me to do and what's ahead of me. It's really been a great adventure and a dream come true. Beyond that, I'm a husband and dad, married to Gwen for 22 years, and we have 2 adult children, a son and a daughter, Reese and Reagan, and they're both married, and we're very proud of them. My life, right now, I'm very blessed with what God has done in my life, but the story hasn't always been that way. As a kid, growing up in trailer parks and places like that, I was often called trash, trailer trash, you name it, every version of trash. You start to wonder, do you matter? And when you hear it long enough, you begin to believe it. When I was in 2nd grade, my mother, her husband at the time, who was a violent alcoholic, wasn't home yet, so we went to bed. He got home eventually, and we could hear the murmuring of an argument. Finally, we're hearing clanging and banging. And I tell my brother, stay in bed. I'm going to look out the door and see what's going on. And I look out the door and I see my mother on the ground and her nose was bloody. She says, go get help. And we had neighbors down the dirt road in a trailer house that we were going to go run to. So I grabbed my brother while the stepdad was, he wasn't unconscious, but he was disoriented. And we went to go get help. But he started chasing after us. So we hid behind a pickup truck, and he comes out the front door with a shotgun. And he's yelling, boys, where you at? Now keep in mind, we were in bed. We had nothing but our whitey-tighties on. Finally, he hears our stirring, and he takes his gun, and he shoots the shotgun. And that's when we hear the thud near the pickup truck. He missed us. I don't know if it was a warning shot or because he was drunk, if he just missed us. But after he took that shot, I grabbed my brother's hand and we ran into the dark. My mother had taken a turn for the worse. She actually is a sweet lady, but addiction grabbed a hold of her. One day, she was not herself. And out of anger, when she was sleeping, I went and took all the drugs around the house and I flushed it all down the toilet. And when she woke up and couldn't find it, she was furious. So out of anger, she locked me in a closet. And she locked me in this closet and said, I'll let you out when you realize what you've done. And she left. I knew this wasn't right. This wasn't normal. Eventually we got out and I called my mama and papa and told them what happened. And they said, we need to get you to your dad. And so in 1989, right before I started 6th grade, I moved up here to South Dakota to live with my dad and my mom. And at the end of 7th grade, I think it was between my 7th and 8th grade year, they sent me to a basketball camp here in town called Jumpin' Joe Ward's basketball camp. Joe Ward had this trophy he was touting all week called the Pistol Pete Maravich Memorial Leadership Award. And that would be given at the end of the week. We get to the awards ceremony and Joe Ward gives us an amazing speech.
Someone who has shown me this week that he's a leader just naturally, without having to do anything special other than just be himself.
And so he's saying all this stuff about somebody, and I'm looking around like, it's got to be that guy. It's got to be that guy.
For the Female Memorial Leadership Awards, Jason, where you at, son?
Oh.
Big man.
The can I do it part of this comes like this. For one, my mom was proud of me because she knew the stories. She knew where I came from. And Joe, what he did that day was put a calling on my life. That was a huge turning point in my life, and I haven't been perfect since then by any means, but that launched me. And everything I've been able to do in my life, the dream come true, has been this family. And my wife and I wanted to raise our kids in a family where they knew they mattered, they were safe, they were cared for, and they could do it. And now that my kids are grown, that dream has come true. And it has to do with a lot of people, but it has to do with the Lord hearing my prayers, family loving me along the way, whether it was my mama and papa or aunt and uncle, and even my mother. Despite her addictions, I know she loved me. Thank God she is clean now. My parents up here who loved me up, a mother who took me in as her own. But I will tell you, I take heart that God is so good, and he takes even the bad things and he uses them for good. God always wins.